All right, great. So we'll start this off. I'll make a quick introduction to ETF, and then we'll hand over to Patrick to speak more about Flyability. But ETF is the Environmental Technologies Fund, and we are a London-based venture capital that are focusing on investment into climate change and climate tech. So we were founded in 2006 and have been investing since then all across Europe into different exciting startups. We invest across 5 themes, which is mobility, energy transition, green connectivity, responsible consumer, and sustainable food. So if you're a startup in kind of the Series A, Series B stage, then come find me after this. But over to you, Patrick. Tell us about Flyability.
Sure. So at Flyability, we are the pioneers and market leaders of basically robotic-based inspection solutions for indoor complex places. So everywhere where you think a drone should not and could not access, that's where we shine. So it was our business was founded in around 2014 from EPFL research. That was at the time of Fukushima, the Haiti earthquake, and we had this urge of developing robotic solutions that could remove the need to send people in those places to gather data. And this led us to do some research around insect-inspired system and develop our very first prototype. And we've really remained true to this fact. Today we are serving over 1,000 customers across 85 different countries, mostly in the energy, chemicals, mining, and maritime segments, where we are enabling them huge benefits through risk reduction for workers, through downtime reduction and cost reduction for all the inspections that do require the access to those complex, dangerous areas.
Great. Thank you. I think it's a great introduction. But when we invested, you were a much smaller company. I think we invested in 2016. So it'd be great to hear a little bit about your developments since those early days.
Yes, indeed. I think you guys invested. We were among the earliest stage company you ever invested in. We were closing in our first million in historic sales. We're now closing on our 100 million historic sales soon. So that's your 100x.
Yeah.
But I think the company has also changed quite significantly in terms of what we do, our business model. We started really as a pure hardware player, selling machines, selling robots to the industry. We are now very much of a solutions provider. We have more software engineers than hardware engineers, and beyond the drone, we really try to provide full end-to-end solutions in our different verticals. We just launched in partnership with one of the world's leading nuclear sensing brands, an ability to map radiation inside power plant or during accidents, in order to have a full understanding of how and where to send people if needed, and diagnose hotspots or any incidents. We have launched a solution in mining as well that allows to understand the volume extracted directly after you blast inside an underground mine. It's a super dangerous place. You cannot access as person. There's lots of risk of rocks falling and things like that. And so we're able to provide a full solution with our machine that builds in live a 3D model and is able after the mission to compute volumes, etc. So that's really our growth strategy, building solutions beyond the hardware.
So you built digital twins, so that's what you can provide to.
Exactly.
The solution.
The deliverables also have shifted from videos originally to now 3D models, augmented 3D models that can be looked at through time and across all the assets of a particular customer.
That's great. Well, I think...
And yeah, I mean, I guess ETF has changed also quite a bit since we invested, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, we've grown the team, grown the fund, but I think also we were talking earlier as well that when we started investing, so that was like 2006, it was clean tech, not climate tech. So there's been kind of a big shift in that. When we were doing it, we were, you know, one of the first people doing it, and I think the whole area has grown so much. There's like so many more companies. There's more VC funding. I mean, just look at like the event today. There's so super inspiring to see so many funds, so many interesting companies, and also at the kind of level where we come in, because we invest at a Series A, Series B, and just the amount of deal flow that we're seeing has increased a lot since those early days. So I guess those who were pioneers, but now we're together with everyone else. So that's been quite a big change, actually. But also on the sustainability topic, maybe, could you give some examples of how, you said a couple there, but are there more examples of how Flyability are keeping people out of harm's way and also help their customers become more sustainable?
Right. Yeah, where we have the biggest impact in terms of, I'd say, broader sustainability in terms of UN development goals, it's really preservation of human lives. We've had so many stories of customers that, you know, had accidents, because confined space inspection is one of the most dangerous, actually, activity inside industrial plants. So it can be toxic environments, risk of falling, radioactive environments, entrapment, etc., etc. So it actually is on top of the agenda of all companies, and where sustainability merges the older topic of industrial safety, basically. So that's really what we're doing on a daily basis. But we are more and more active on topics that have really become prominent in the last few years in sustainability. We have a lot of pro bono activities where we do work with scientists to explore the inside of glaciers, the underground of glaciers.
Yeah, I've seen those videos. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
You should all check it out afterwards.
No, definitely. So we can enter the crevasses and see, you know, how climate change is affecting the melting of glaciers behind or below the glacier, rather. And more we now have customers who are who need to install carbon capture devices on their plants, and very often there's no good blueprints of those plants, and we are able with our machines to build super accurate 3D models from the inside of plants. You know, you can figure out this super complex web of pipes and contraptions, and we're able to build this mapping, which in turn allow them to design how to install carbon capture systems. So it's a demand that's becoming super common now.
Yeah. So maybe that leads me on to another question. So what's next for Flyability?
What's next for Flyability? So we are. It's going to be a big year for us next year, because we are. It's the year we will hit profitability, which is quite an important feat and milestone for a robotics company. It's a year also where we are preparing a super important launch of a new product in the first quarter, mostly for the energy and chemical industries. It's going to be a big driver, and we're also running a small fundraising that we're aiming at closing in the beginning of the year. It's mostly going to be an internal round. Thank you, Kajsa. But it's we have space for one external investor as well. So those three projects are surely going to keep me busy for the next few months. Yeah. What about you at ETF?
Yeah, well, we'll continue doing what we've been doing for a while. So just look at exciting businesses. I think there's a lot of different topics coming into play. I think, you know, you're seeing more and more new types of industries coming into the sustainability sector as well. So you mentioned some there, for example, in carbon capture and so on. So and carbon credits. So we'll continue looking at that and continue developing our thesis. So yeah, well, I think that's right on time. So thank you so much. It's been great to have the conversation, and thank you everyone who listened.
Thank you.